what about housing? Is that a good investment right now? No, it's not. This is Brian Lewis with MMT Investing, and things just changed. So, housing, as you probably know, is right up there in the everything bubble with everything else. I'm getting notifications. Ignore those. Uh, so, right now the stocks are crashing. But housing doesn't crash that fast. I mean, it takes several years for housing to crash. And I've heard arguments that housing is going to hang on and keep going up. If inflation kicks in, housing might go up more. That might be true. Um, but here's what, yeah, I'm getting a lot of attention right now. But things, I don't even know what I was saying. But basically, right now, housing is up high, and we're looking at, well, a crash now, which will probably drag housing down, especially if loans become unavailable, and then probably a longer term bear market. When I have the bottom of the housing market out here about 3 years away, 2023-ish, for us to kind of crash and come down off the everything bubble here. And then housing should swing down. I mean, my best guess for this one is housing will probably come down 40% or 35%, somewhere in there, kind of overall in America. But certain places that have the highest overvaluations, like Seattle and Portland, and San Francisco, New York, those places that, especially that are tied to the stock market, and also just have the biggest real estate bubbles, I think are going to be looking at 50 or 60% pull down in the real estate prices in those areas. Um, that's my best guess just based on this model. Um, and that's really what I'm expecting to happen here over the next 3 years. So, I mean, if you're thinking about selling your house, this is not advice. Something to consider. Uh, you may want to consider, if you're thinking about selling it, to do that immediately while we're on the top of this bubble. Um, and then if it just so happens that it doesn't pull down that far, maybe go from there. But I see a whole lot of downside on housing, and I'm not sure exactly how to short housing. I guess you could, maybe you could short REITs or something during this bear market. Um, Especially commercial real estate is going to be way worse than residential, because I mean the malls are all closing down, and now like stores that weren't even trying to close down, now they're closed down anyways. And there's a lot of stores, if they go out of business now, there's no one coming to replace them. It's just going to be online business replacing them. So I mean commercial real estate could take a serious dive during this time period, even if residential doesn't dive that far. Um, so yeah, if you're thinking of buying any housing kind of thing, even if it's like a safe, even if it's like a market with low property values where your prices can't swing down that much, I still would consider that pretty risky and not a great time. Um, I guess you may be able to get a good loan or something. There may be some kind of housing investment that makes sense right now, but in general, this is a really, really bad spot to be making any kind of real estate investment from this model. And that is just my opinion. So this is not advice, and please click the uh, the like button, yeah, and subscribe if you want to. Yeah, thank you. Happy trading.